What up, witches? It's Luna, the Zen Witch. Listen. No fans running. It's glorious. The window's open. Could you hear him? You can hear the roosters up the hill again. A golden spot between heat, heat going away, and ragweed. And I've got the window open. And I'm going to try again a coffee shoot. Didn't quite go the way I wanted it to yesterday morning. And I ended up shooting videos without my microphone on. But this morning, I'm all ready. So, enjoy your coffee. Time for another unboxing. And today, I got a new deck. What a shock. I got a new deck? Really? Barbieri Zodiac Oracle. I did the Barbieri Cats Oracle, Fantasy Cats, not too long ago. And the artwork is so stunning, just so stunning. So I went for, speaking of cats, Mitchell! Did you hear that? Mitchell! Come on, boo. He's back there. What are you doing? No, he's not going to talk, of course, but Mitchell's back there. He heard me mention fantasy cats. He's like, cats? You're doing a deck about me? Anyway, Barbieri Zodiac Oracle. Barbara Moore is the writer, and the artwork by Paolo Barbieri. Same thing on all sides. The unbound energy of art imbues signs, planets, and elements of modern astrology with powerful magic. A book and 26 cards, and this is published by Scarabeo. We'll find out the copyright. The nice box du jour with the little pull-up ribbon. I do appreciate that. Nice book, but remember, Scarabeo, there's going to be at least 6 languages in here. So the English section is only this much of the book. Artwork and text and table of contents and no copyright. Let's go to the back. Okay, back page 2017 is the copyright on this. Translations by Studio RGE, Olivia Leung, printed by Y-Man Bookbinding in China. So many people involved in bringing a deck to production. Here's the back of them. A beautiful moon. Ooh, I really like the design on the back. It's just comforting to me. All right. Aries. Oh yeah, baby. Look at this. Very detailed work. Fine. Barbieri's artwork is so dynamic and beautiful. Taurus. Okay, here's the one bummer with the sun coming in. Do you see the stripes here? That's my screen. That is the sun coming through the screen. You'll just have to cope. I'm going to go closer. Since there's only 26 cards here, we can goof around a little bit. Beautiful. And of course, we have breasts. Gotta have breasts. Gemini. So we've got one up here with this dragon, kind of a blue, and then a kind of a red dragon. Brings up that, old First Nations thing about there's, 2 wolves inside me. Fighting inside which one of them wins, the one that I feed. There's Cancer. There's some big juicy claws there. Leo. Ooh, I love that he's done a female for Leo. Now, as far as the signs go, masculine, feminine, they go back and forth. They, alternate. That's the word I'm looking for. Aries is male, Taurus is female. So the earth and water signs are female, the air and fire signs are male, and they just alternate. Cancer is female, Leo is male, but he has depicted Leo as female here, and I am here for it. Virgo. That's a gorgeous image. Now I'm looking, okay, I see kind of plants around her. I would love to see wheat. I would love to see like wheat lying across her lap, because that's what Virgo is. It's the, not the virgin, but it's the harvest, the virgin of the harvest, kind of the maiden that presided over the harvest. I was watching things the other day. Here's Libra. I was watching some videos the other day on making corn dollies. And, I always thought of corn dolly as being looking like a doll, with a head and a little skirt and her arms sticking out and everything made out of corn sheaves. And, of course, in the U.S., when I'm saying corn, we're thinking of corn on the cob. We're thinking of maize. In England and in Europe, corn is a generic word for grain. So you can be talking about wheat or barley or rye or maize, and it's all corn. And so corn dollies, I'm looking up and I'm thinking about, the wide corn husks and making it. But I saw videos of people making them from stalks of wheat, from ears of wheat, and doing this really cool spiral weavy thing that makes this like 3D spiraling, really awesome looking thing. And the stories that went with it, it started off, the rabbit hole I fell down started off with an article, short article by Sir James Fraser, who wrote The Golden Bough. And The Golden Bough looks through Europe at all of these pagan traditions, harvest traditions, holiday traditions, all of the roots of paganism in Europe. And you can find some really fucking weird things like the Marithlwyd in Wales. Crazy shit. People coming around with a horse skull, and you got to kind of have a rap battle with them. Very interesting things. But this particular article was about corn dollies and how they would leave like one little stand of grain in the field for the ceremonial end of the harvest, and there would be one stalk standing at the end of that, and that would be cut by the youngest female there, by the maiden. So it was, all this thing about the maiden coming to the fields to cut the last grain in order to ensure the next harvest and the next planting. So anyway, that's what seeing the Virgo card brought up here is all about, corn dollies and the connection between them and maidens. So that's the connection between the maiden and the harvest, is the point I actually wanted to make there. That is why Virgo is, the virgin is connected to the harvest. Okay, Libra. Scorpio. Those look kind of, I'm not sure. Those are legs, I am sure. Those are its legs sticking up, and there's the tail. I get it. And it's her. It's her. Wow. Okay. That's pretty incredible. A Scorpio is female. It's a water sign. Sagittarius. He's amazing. That is a long-ass torso on that man. It's almost like, he's kind of made the legs look like his actual legs. That's pretty cool. Everything's going off. Capricorn. Capricorn is a feminine sign. Now, let's remind ourselves that only two of the heavenly bodies that we regard in astrology are actually female. One of them is the moon and one of them is Venus. And we call the moon the moon. Other cultures who call her Luna, that's the name of a goddess, but we just say the moon. All the rest of them, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, are all male gods. So, rip. Anyway, there's Capricorn. There's Aquarius. Wow. Come. There he is. And Aquarius is mistaken many times for, people think it's a water sign because he's the water bearer. Talk about the water bearer. But Aquarius is an air sign. Deals with the intellect. Here's Pisces. She's beautiful. And Piscean enough looking because she's mermaid, but the Pisces colors to me are the bluey greens and ocean colors. Okay, here's the sun. Oh, yes. Here's moon. Very anime. She's very manga-esque. Mercury, messenger of the gods. Venus. Here's where that comment belongs. Then we have Mars, the god of war. Or Ares, A-R-E-S, is the Greek god of war. Jupiter. Saturn. I'm looking for things that give me like the qualities of that planet, their energies. Jupiter is the expansion principle. I can see that. Look at the design on his head. Those Jupiterian weather systems, that's pretty genius. And the rings of Saturn. So I guess, seeing the rings, when you think about Saturn as the limitation principle and anything with boundaries and limits, its structure, the rings certainly represent that. Uranus. And no, I'm not one of the ones that changed the way I pronounce Uranus because we're all 11 years old. It's Uranus. Neptune. Yeah, I'm not down with Uranus and Uranus and... Ew, Neptune is pretty awesome. And Pluto. Very icy. That's appropriate. Ooh, I love the images. And then we have the 4 elements. So we have the 12 signs, 10 planets. And then 4, what did they say, 26 cards? Fire, water, air, and earth. Now, were I doing a zodiac deck, it would be fire, earth, air, water, because that's the order that the signs go in. Internal consistency, I think, is an important thing. All right, let's see what the book has to say. The in-depth study and practice of astrology is complex and in the hands of an experienced astrologer can be very precise. That's true. This booklet is a brief introduction to a few of the different components of a complete astrological study. It can serve as an initial foray into astrology or can be used on its own as a tool for insight and guidance. So yes, it can be study cards or just an oracle on its own. In these pages, we will explore the signs, the planets, and the elements. Areas that we won't cover in detail include the houses, the wedges numbered 1 through 12 in an astrological chart. I wish they had done the houses. Kind of like karma cards, that there could be, planet sign house. That would be, I would love to see how he would do that. But as an artist, Barbieri obviously is focused on figures. It would be an interesting thing to interpret the houses visually because they're areas of life. They describe areas of life. So how would you do that? First house would be, outward personality, physical body. How would you depict that? What do you think? Second house, money, that would be easy. And values. I have material goods. How would you depict that? How would you depict the house of communication and early education and car travel? That very interesting. So I imagine that was something that was considered, and he just went, how the hell would I do that? And then didn't do it. And the aspects, the relationships between the planets in a chart are not depicted, although you will find a house-based spread at the end of this book. So that's really cool. Astrological charts are created based on the position of the stars at any particular time. Astrologers can create charts based on time of birth for any moment in time that one wishes to explore, and they can also even make charts that look into the future. There's a branch of astrology called horary astrology, which casts a chart based on the moment a question is asked and uses that chart to divine the answer. That's a whole separate video. I have helped people find things with horary charts before. By no means an expert on horary. I have very little experience with it, but it's an entirely different system than natal astrology. Same chart, same calculation to get the chart, but the interpretation is an entirely different system, and it's fascinating. It can be used to locate people. It can find objects. It can answer. My astrology teacher that taught it to me said her husband would never bet her on sports games because she would do charts and figure out who was going to win. Might be an interesting exercise for a particular competition that's coming up. This oracle uses the wisdom of astrology along with the element of synchronicity to help you divine your own guidance quickly and easily. Just like tarot cards, astrological components have many levels of meaning. The more you study, the more is revealed to you. To start you off easily, this booklet will provide general meanings and advice that can be easily extrapolated to most questions and situations. The signs will be explained first, and then the planets, and we'll end with the elements. At the end of the card interpretations, you will find a few ways to use the cards. Okay, so they talk about the cards, the signs. Each sign has its own meaning, including some shared attributes, namely an element and a quality. So they describe the elements and the qualities. And then, okay, let's look at the modes. People are pretty familiar with elements, which are attributes and personality traits. So, just the way your personality manifests. The modes are the qualities, modes, same thing, are modes of behavior, how you behave. So people are less familiar with what the modes are. Cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The energy of cardinal signs loves to take on new challenges, create new ideas, and foster change. The energy is great for starting projects, but sometimes fizzles out before finishing. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are fixed signs. The energy of fixed signs, on the other hand, dislikes change. As you can tell by its name, fixed, it likes to remain fixed in place. This energy is great for finishing things, but can also stubbornly keep going even when it would be best to stop or adapt or change. Okay, change the plan. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The energy of mutable signs is just that, mutable. It is changeable and usually easygoing, riding the natural flow. While exceedingly adaptable, it can stagnate if not moved by other energy. So mutable signs go along with the energies that are around them. The element and quality will be listed for each sign for easy reference. And just another little nugget here. Cardinal signs are present-oriented. They live in the now. Their reference is now, what's happening now, what do I want now? Fixed signs are future-oriented. What do I want down the road? What's my goal? What do I need for the future? What do I want to make stay? Mutable signs are past-oriented. When have I experienced this before? What did I do then? What's worked in the past? That can give you a lot of insight into your own sign. Okay, so each sign covers a specific time frame in the calendar, so you can use that to time an event. These dates are included in case you wish to use them for timing purposes in your divination work. Finally, all signs have their negative traits. The end of each interpretation includes a negative characteristic to avoid as you decide what to do in your next situation. So, for instance, Aries says, Fire Cardinal, the key phrase is I am. And that key phrase goes along with the house corresponding to Aries too. So as the first sign, the first house corresponds to Aries. And you can look at the first house as describing I am. Second house, I have. Third house, I think. Okay? Fourth house, I feel. All right. So then we have the dynamic energy of fire blends with cardinal can-do and advocates taking action. And then we have the energy of Aries can be really self-involved. So there's the negative. While paying attention to your own best interests can be a good thing, it's easy to get caught up in that track and lose sight and lost sight of the larger situation. Avoid selfishness and arrogance. What Aries has to avoid is arrogance. That usually covers up insecurity. Anyway, that's the way, and March 21st to April 19th. So we have the dates, we have the signs, and then we get into the planets. And yes, they talk about sun and moon not being planets, but they're heavenly bodies. That's why I call them the lights. You know, you've got your lights and your planets, and lights are extremely personal. The planets represent something you want to do, something you need to express, or a desire you wish to fulfill, a desire or need. They are the verbs. Sun is strongly associated with your birthday, the day you came into being. Other issues. Okay, so the way the planets are delineated, let's see here. For example, all right, how those needs are met or how you choose to express or do things is determined by the signs. For example, if the moon represents emotional needs, how you try to get your emotional needs met would be determined by a sign. Paired with Sagittarius, the need would be met by presenting what you consider your true self in the world, hoping to attract what you're looking for. Paired with Taurus, you may look through your resources, friends, families, and lovers, and determine who can best meet your specific need. So the interpretations for the planets will focus on the human need, drive, or action that is yearning to be met or expressed. So let's give this a test drive here. Let me go to the using the cards section. You can divine about any situation, large or small. In fact, you may wish to begin with less important or dire situations in order to gain experience and learn to trust your interpretations. As with almost any oracle deck, you can use the cards in a very simple way by thinking about your situation or question that you want advice about, pulling a card, and extrapolating its meaning to practical advice. The more clear and specific your question, the easier it will be to interpret the card. Sometimes you have to really bend to get, to hook the meaning up with the question. But that's what being a reader is all about. Technique 2. Cards were designed, though, with another method in mind. You start with a clear question. Forming the question is important because the focus here is using the wisdom of the heavens and earth to empower yourself to take action in your life. Phrasing the question in a way that invites advice works best, like, what do I need to know? What is the most important thing about? What do I need to do about? Those kind of questions. After you've decided on your question, divide your deck into 3 piles, separating the signs, the planets, and the elements. Shuffle each of the 3 piles, keeping them separate. Draw first from the planets pile, place in the first position. Draw from the signs pile and place in the second position. Draw from the elements pile and place in the third position. The first is your drive, need, or motivation in the situation. The second position is how you can best express that drive, need, or motivation. And the third position is additional energy you can bring into the situation to resolve or balance the situation in a beneficial manner. Now, I wish, having done, talked about the elements and the modes, I wish they had done a mode as well. But I guess you can get that from the sign card. So you just get another layer of element. You get the element and the mode from the sign, and then you get another layer of element. The element chosen may be the same as the element in the sign card, there we go, in which case you're being advised to give extra attention to that aspect and enhance it. The element chosen may be different from the element in the sign card. In these cases, you're being advised to bring in another energy to modify or soften the main energy represented in the sign card. Most situations we want advice about, this is technique 3, most situations we want advice about involve not just ourselves but other people. While we cannot change or control other people, if we understand their drives, needs, or motivations in the situation, we can better determine how to reach a beneficial and healthily balanced resolution. Advanced advice spread. As with the previous spread, you put them into 3 piles, but drive 2 cards from the first pile. Okay, what were they trying to translate that got translated into drive Choose, pick, no, drive. Okay. More coffee. Drive 2 cards from the first pile. Position 1, your drive, need, or motivation. The other person's drive, need, okay, so the second one from the first pile is the other person's motivations. The third is how you can best express your drive, need, or motivation, and the additional energy is position 4. Very similar to the first one. Biggest difference is incorporating an understanding of where the other person is coming from. Okay. Technique 4 is more of an add-on rather than a standalone. If you have the luxury of deciding when to do something or want to know when the most propitious time is, gather up the sign cards, shuffle, draw one, consult the text, and see the date range. Technique 5 is the houses spread. So you shuffle them all together and place one in each position. This will show the energy present in each area of your life at the time of the reading. I would think you could do like just a whole chart thing. So, here's house descriptions that I may use in my live stream this coming Wednesday. First house, your self-image, personality, ambition, drives, and body. Second house, value systems, material possession, financial attitudes. These are good descriptions. Third house, the way you communicate, think, and learn, siblings and neighbors. Fourth house, your mother and father, your roots, your domestic life and family. It's either your mother or father. For fourth house, the 10th house is the other parent. Fifth house, creativity, affairs of the heart, fun, hobbies, social life, and children. Sixth house is your job, responsibilities, work habits, and relationship, and health. These are really good descriptions. Good job, Barbara. Seventh house, business and romantic relationships, how you interact with people. Business and romantic relationships. Okay, this is off. Fifth house is romantic relationships. Love, romance, being swept off your feet kind of thing. Seventh house is committed relationships, marriage, business partnerships, things where you are invested over time, where you have to work things out, not just for pleasure. Okay. Eighth house, jointly controlled money and assets. That's really good. Taxes, inheritances, and obligations. Now, it also in general talks about how you get your needs met from other people, because Scorpio, it's Scorpio's natural house. Scorpio is the manipulator, manipulates for getting my emotional needs met. So this shows how you do that. Ninth house, spirituality, religion, morals, higher education, long distance travel. Yes. 10th house, your public image and career, relationships with authority figures, your own status and authority. How you find, what your status and authority is, where that comes, how that is expressed. 11th house, friendships, memberships in groups, hopes, goals, and wishes. It's a weird house, just like Aquarians. 12th house, your inner self, dreams, secrets, the past, subconscious, and karma. Okay. Let's separate the signs from the planets. All right. I invite in for this day guides and guardians, ancestors, assistants, angels, and fairies, all beings and spirits that are on my side. And first of all, when I'm inviting in all these things, you guys have to know my filter is already up. It's up first thing in the morning. I have a light pyramid that I construct every morning, that this morning actually took on a mirror form. So there's an octahedron, pyramid above, pyramid below, of light that is buttoned up tight. So I can throw out a blanket invitation like this with no worries whatsoever that anything I don't want is going to get in. Okay? You should be doing that too, every day. So, back to it. All spirits and helpers that would like to come in and help me get good, clear, insightful, useful, practical information for all of my viewers all of my viewers, no matter when they're watching this. I invite you in now. My hands just started buzzing. I invite you in now. Let's play. So let's ask, what do we need? What planetary energy is most beneficial for us now? Oh, I forgot. My friends, I offer you fresh water, I offer you light, and I offer you the perfume of fire of Azrael. Tell us true, please. What energy for today, when I'm watching this video, for all of you that's watching this video, what will be the most beneficial way for me today to help myself with the stress, the tension, the burnout, the problems that we're dealing with in everyday life? What will help me the most right now? I'm going to let that sit. How can I manifest this energy? How can I best manifest this energy in order to be my best self today, in order to feel calm, relaxed, at home in my own skin, to feel connected to spirit, to feel okay? What energy can I use to best enhance these energies? Okay. Moon. Hiya. Luna says hi. Your priestess says hello. I just thought how much fun it would be to go through, particularly French, because I have a smattering of French. I don't speak French. I mean, I could find my way around. I could find a toilet. I could order food. I could have a, halting conversation. But it would be interesting for me to go through and read the things in French, just to kind of expand my astrological vocabulary in French. I'm sure that has absolutely no interest for you whatsoever. These kind of things thrill me. Okay. Back to the planets. Moon. The moon shows us the regularity of cycles and teaches about the importance of change as it moves through its cycles each month. Yes, in fact, in an astrological chart, where your moon sits, the house it sits in, will show where things go through cycles. Okay, I mean, everything goes through cycles, but it will show where things go through a regular 28-day cycle. Okay. It governs emotions, instincts, and intuition, as well as memory and imagination. Issues around maternal figures, traditions, and adaptability can also be represented by the moon card. So the energy here is one of change, cycling, and being in touch with our intuition and our instincts. So it's saying that what we need to do is really get in touch with ourselves at that instinctual level. It's also calling forth nurturing energy. What does the moon do? Cancer rules the sign of Cancer. It's mothering, it's nurturing. What do we have to do? Take care of ourselves on a daily basis. How do we do that? This is going to sound so familiar to you all. How do we do that? We do that by playing. Leo is fixed. Its phrase is I will. So we're bringing in determination here. July 23rd to August 22nd, the passionate energy of fire gives life to the fixed focus quality, and says, remember your sovereignty. Express your natural leadership qualities. This is no time to be shy, but instead accept the spotlight. The key phrase, I will, says it all. Your will shall be done because you will make it happen. Ask yourself, how can I shine? Gather all your courage and confident, and create your reality. It's funny because Barbara Moore, clearly a woman who is American or, speaks English, did the writing here, and we still have translation issues. Don't understand that, Lo Scarabeo. Come on, how easy can it get? You get the writings in English, you translate it into your own language. Anyway, I find that amusing. So, and then the negative. Leo energy is all about confidence and taking your rightful place as king of the jungle. But you are not really the boss of anyone else, and you are not infallible. Avoid arrogance. Yes, that's a problem with Leo as well. So, what do? We express our nurturing energy in a determined way. How do we take care of ourselves here? We say, my will be done. I will take care of myself. It's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. I've told you at the beginning of the summer, after we went through like the first 3 waves or 3 months of pandemic and, letting that kind of settle in. Now we've gone through a second season of pandemic. That first season, we were all just kind of spinning. Oh my God. And it was day to day and we were on an emergency basis. Then as we kind of settled in to the second season, this is how life is now. I made a determined effort to change my habits. Habits are ruled by the moon. The moon rules habits. It takes a cycle of the moon to form a habit. So if you want to start a new habit, you need to do it for a full cycle of the moon. Then it sinks in and gels. Okay? I changed my habits. Getting up in the morning, used to get up. First thing I did was turn on the computer, which is in my bedroom. This is my office space. This is my creative space. It's my temple. It's my bedroom. It's every room in our house is multi-purpose. But I broke that habit of turning on the computer first thing in the morning. Don't need the electrical fields. It's immediate, dive into stress. No. Say no to that. What I say yes to, prayer first thing in the morning. My prayer practice, my mantra practice, that's my first thing in the morning. Then I have coffee. Now I'm changing a new habit. I used to do my shooting in the afternoon and evening after, sitting at the computer, looking at the news, all that kind of shit. After I do my prayer practice, I'd do that other shit, and then I'd get to shooting. No. I'm going to start doing shooting in the morning because this is what I love. This is what I love. So my day is now starting with what I love. Now, you might not have as much of a blank slate as I do concerning your daily habits and when you schedule these things. But look at what your day is, what the things that you have to do, and then say, okay, I don't have a choice about those things, but here's what I do have a choice about. And then really make choices about that time. And look at how you spend it now. Is this my optimal way of moving through my day? Does this nurture my feeling my best? Seriously. And you can change these things. I will. Leo says you are the boss of your habits. You are the boss of them. Now, let's find out what we can use to really enhance this. Ooh, I'm loving this deck. So simple. So simple. But beautiful image. God, guys, I'm getting almost teary. Paolo, Barbara, thank you. Okay. What can we use to enhance this? Earth, practicality, groundedness. Why am I getting choked up? Whew. Why am I getting choked up? Because Spirit is speaking. And because I care about you. And because we're so stressed. We're so stressed. I'm watching people melting down on Facebook. Hold on. watching people melting down on Facebook. I'm watching people who are friends go at each other when we need to take care of ourselves. Your first job is to take care of you. This is the person that's in your care. This is the person that's in your care. If you are not taking care of this person the way you would take care of another loved one, then you're not doing your job. Earth says it's got to be practical. We've got to be grounded. And we need to make these habits things that stick, that really are truly daily habits that we do every day without thinking about them. The nature of a habit is it's not conscious. It's unconscious. I don't think about it. Here's what I do. I mean, think about when you get up in the morning, get up, take a piss, wipe your face, brush your teeth, take a shower. Whatever you do, those are habits. Do you think about, now what should I do? I think I'll pee. No, you get up, you go pee. I think should I brush my teeth today? No, it's not conscious. You just do it. That's a habit. So Earth says it's got to be grounded and actually a habit. Earth says stable, secure, and abundant. The energy of Earth nurtures life and promotes long, leisurely pleasures, sensual pleasures. The things we need, the things we want, and the material and temporal things we value are expressed here. The acquiring and distribution of resources is at the center of Earth energy. Bring the quality of Earth to a situation through generosity of your material goods, resources, and time. The Earth is slow and sure, so take an unhurried, calm approach and avoid sudden or unexpected actions. Create a calm place in the center of chaotic energy. This is it, people. Generosity of your material goods, resources, and time. Give yourself that generosity. Give yourself your time. Give your time to yourself. Holy shit. Could it be any clearer? I don't think so. And we really need it. We really need it now. So Taurus, Earth is also just talking about sensual pleasures, being in your body every day. Like sitting here, being able to open this window today, and it's humid, I feel it. I don't care, the cool air, just being able to hear the woods. Every once in a while a breeze comes in and I can smell the woods. I'm going to open the window all the way. Can you hear them? Can you hear the woods at all? There's some critters out there making noises. Come on, roosters, let me hear you. So, yeah, I hope you got something out of that. That rocked me, you guys. And that's one of the ways I can tell when spirit is coming through, is that it rocks me. It moves me. And that's a pretty loud message. In fact, I was just engaging with some friends on Facebook this morning who were talking about, I don't know what to do. I'm burnt out on Facebook. I can't do this anymore. So I am going to drop this video on my personal Facebook page because I think people need to hear it. And it's been a long one. Wow. I mean, the smallest deck. I'm thinking this is going to be a short video. No, it's been a long video. I hope you stuck with me this far. I hope you got something valuable out of it. I hope you're subscribed. Please like and subscribe if you're not. Send me a donation if you feel like it. I will certainly buy a deck. That's what I did with the last donation I got. And there's also an Amazon wish list. If you want to send me a deck, I will do a personal reading for you with that deck on my unboxing video. New things to come. I've got a big thing that's coming the week before Samhain. I can't wait. I can't wait to announce it to you. Anyway, please be safe. Take care of yourselves as directed by Spirit. This is Luna, the Zen Witch. I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing. Until then, blessed be.